Alright, what's up folks? Damien here. I am doing a live stream to cover my new bike build. I'm going to talk about the theft at the end so I don't get riled up. Keep it chill for a little bit. So yeah, let's go into that. I was going to do the stream a little bit differently, but the weather here is kind of crap, so I'm dealing with that. But we're going to go out in the garage. I have a camera out there. I just ran it out my window. And yeah, I'll take a look at my new bike. I've got some of the parts, not all of them. But so I split up the screen because I'm going to have my friend Dan come on here in a little bit. He's going to be remote, so he's going to just show off his trike. Hopefully that works. We'll see how the connection goes. But he's already up and waiting. And I just split up the screen. So my room camera at the moment will be replaced by the garage cam. And I apologize for the trash audio because it just is what it is. And all I could run was an SDI cable out there. So it's just the onboard action camera microphone. Boosted a whole bunch, so there's noise. Whatevs. It's gonna work. So, and then the top right on the screen, that is some footage of when my friend Dan and I went to Astoria. He was on his trike and I was on my e-bike. The bottom right is I just need to pay attention to the audio stuff when I get out there to the garage. This is the way I'm going to do that for the moment. And then the build list is under the camera at the moment. So you can see pretty much everything that I'm getting or have for it, and all the prices and stuff. And of course, most importantly is the ticker at the bottom. That's just giving a special thanks. I want to thank you so much for your support, everyone. It's going to really help me get, I'm going a completely different direction. If you can see the e-bike build, I was going to go with the frame that I originally had, and I found one in Olympia. That was the closest, and I was going to take the train up there, and I was going to get it. The problem is that even though I consider that frame to be the most perfect, when you're trying to do a really simple e-bike build, and it does work for touring, obviously. But I think I've always kind of wanted to try a different frame, and one of those reasons being able to put disc brakes on them, full disc brakes, having a little bit more flexibility in terms of gearing and just more of a touring geometry. So I went with the Surly Ogre, and I got a really awesome deal on it. I got it for $850. And it's just by far a much more sturdy bike. I can just feel the difference. So loaded up, it's going to be a lot better. But I did end up having to make a trade-off. I did have to lose a front suspension, which I'm okay with because I don't know. I don't think it's really that necessary, to be honest. So I think it's more important to, have something that's rugged and capable, and it's going to last a really long time. So, hey, what's up, MTK and MG Watson? Yes, never give in. Things will always happen. I don't want to even say that it's bound to happen, but it's not that big of a loss. It's more sentimental loss than it is monetary loss. I still got a lot of miles on that bike. So, yeah. Okay, back to happy stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna go out into the garage here in a minute. I just wanted to kind of do an intro here. Looks like 5 people. One of them's Dan, so four people plus Dan. Yeah. And then, yeah, I'll go out and kind of just show what I have so far. And luckily, I hadn't put on. I had bought some upgrades that I was going to put on there, and I decided not to, just because I was going to have to rewire my motor. Like, it didn't come with an L10 connector, and I wired it up, but I screwed up and I swapped the speedometer and thermoresistor wires. So, and I just fixed it on the other end by just swapping them there. But putting on brand new stuff, like I would, you can't just like rewire that. It already has an L10 connector on it, so I have to, yeah. Anyway, that motor's gone, so it doesn't matter anymore. So actually, the motor I'm going to end up using, and I'll just say like right now, instead of going out to the garage because it's in a box and I'm not going to pull it out at the moment, but it's the motor that failed on me when I was going down to Jedediah State Park the first time. It started making this weird creaking sound, and it was like driving me nuts, and I had my wheel rope rebuilt. If you didn't see that video, I kind of go into all that. But yeah, I just ended up deciding that I was worried about it. I was more worried about being able to commute, get like commuting again, like after I got back from my trip. So I cut my trip short and went back. But when I got back, the motor kind of just stopped making that creaking sound, and I don't know why. But I also, since I've torn apart my other motor, I feel more comfortable looking into this one now. And yeah, Grin didn't ask for that motor back, so I have just had it in the box this whole time. So I'm gonna give it another whirl. But my new bike has 29-inch wheels, so I have to get it laced into a 29-inch wheel. So that's the last thing I have to do before I can build, and I have to get some parts. I haven't got like the racks, and I haven't got my suspension seat post. It's so hard spending that much money on a freaking seat post. It's unreal. I don't know if that's going to be a now thing or if it's going to be a later thing. It's probably going to be a later thing. But anyway, let's see. What would be easier? I almost think... No, I think, yeah, I'll go out to the garage here in a little bit. Dan's kind of... I see him setting up camera outside with his disco trike. So I'll go out into the garage, just kind of show some of the parts I have, plans for the build, and then we'll check in with Dan. So hopefully that connection works. So let me swap over to, again, apologize about the audio. It's going to get a little rough, a little rougher. So 1 sec. Let's switch this. Doobie-doo. It's that one. Yep. Yeah, I ran a cable out my window out to the garage because I'm lazy and I didn't want to take my streaming PC out there. So I'm going to monitor this. It's going to be a little clunky. Let me just put it that way. I'm going to be monitoring the stream on my laptop out there. And then, yeah, you'll be able to hear me through the action camera microphone. So let me swap that over. Rat meow. Let's see, and I gotta send it to... No, I guess Dan's gonna be on the stream, so I guess he doesn't need this audio. So we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna head down. BRB, folks. 1 sec. Hopefully this works, folks. Hopefully this works. Let's find out. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see here. It'll work. Hey, that's not that bad, right? Hey folks, it's not too bad. Okay, so let's see here. So this is my Surly Ogre. It's I don't know, it's either a 2014 or a 2017, based on the color. Has I have the BB7 brakes, which I had on my old bike a long time ago. Pretty stoked about that. So he has rain guards. I swapped out the pedals. Came with these like trash ones. So I got new pedals for that. These are like Shimano. I listed it there, but they're like super light. Not bike pedals, normal things. I'd like to keep the seat. We'll see. It seems fine for now. They have like these really weird, kind of like narrow, almost like I don't know how to explain them. They like have like swept back, and I just didn't really like them, so I ended up swapping out for the Surly Moloko bars. I haven't wrapped them yet, but I did get those on, and that's going to allow me to mount my computer right here. So on my old bike, I had this like extension rod that was like sticking out, because I like having the computer centered. I put these like grips on with the GC1 ergon grips. They're made for like the swept back bars, so it's like a flat spot to push down on, which is nice. But you can like ride up here, like right up there, you can ride here. So once I get those wrapped, that'll be cool. I'll be swapping out the brakes for e-brakes, getting rid of the trigger shifters, and putting on friction shifters. I think they'll be indexed. They're micro shift? Does that sound right? I have them I haven't got them yet. They're coming. They came with Big Apple Plus Schwalbe tires. I think I will use those until I wear them out. That's the plan there. What else? So that's the bike, more or less. This is the battery I got. It's made by EM3EV, of course, my battery company of choice. It's got like a LED indicator. This is the Jumbo Shark, I believe. So plan is it's going to be basically right here, and I've got these triple bob. It's from Grin. Basically, instead of using the ball cage mounts, which I could use, that is fine, but I do think I'm going to use the triple bob instead, because I think it'll be a more secure connection. So that's that. I got the extension cable. They actually gave me, I bought one from Grin. This takes an ST3 connection, and my charger is XLR. So these guys gave me XLR to ST3 connector, and then I got one from Grin as well, so I have two, which is nice. Oh, and this is a 52 volt, 17.5 amp hour, or maybe it's 17. I think it's 17. Yeah, it's 17. That's the battery right there. And so the plan is, you're probably wondering, how am I going to tour with a 17 amp hour battery? And I'm not. So basically, my plan is to have this battery here, right? And then this isn't the rack I'm going to use, but we'll just pretend like it is for the moment. It's backwards, but I guess it doesn't matter. So, Grin also makes these like rack like bottle cage mounts, basically, or like for putting a triple bob on the rack itself. So when I'm touring, I'm going to have a second battery, which I'll buy later. That'll be just mounted here, and I'll still be able to get my panniers on the side, and my front rack is going to have a platform right here, so I'll probably just move my tent to the front. And I'll probably go with another 17 amp hour. I might go for 14.5 amp hour and get the 25R Samsung cells, because these are 35E. And one of the things I was looking up was that the 35E cells don't like much more than 35 amps continuous. So that's what I was running before anyway. But I'm putting on these are the things I hadn't put on my bike yet, which is pretty sick. I'm so glad, because these are pretty expensive, or at least this is. So that's a phase runner. And this will push up to 50 amps, but I'll probably set it to, that's kind of why I want to get the 25R, so I can actually, if I'm touring, I'm not going to be pushing that many amps anyway, so I can have this kind of be my secondary battery later down the road, and my 25R battery will be if I want to go like whipping around at 50 amps or something, which would be like 2,400 watts. Anyway, and then this is another computer that I got, so it's basically the same as the other one, except for it has this type of button, and this gives me power, which is nice. Plus then I bought, let's see, what do I open right here? It's in the box. Well, this is part of it. It's basically a torque sensing bottom bracket. It's an E-rider, so the cable has like an exit out. I don't have to drill into the frame this time, which is what I'm going to try. But this is a defective one, unfortunately. The bearings on one side were crushed when I got it, and it wasn't sending signal, so I got another one. I hope that one works. We'll see. I haven't sent this one back yet. What else? I haven't opened this stuff up yet, but PNW Tropper with 80 millimeters of air suspension. 210. Oh yeah. Okay, seat post, right? $80. Well, I will look into that because the connected seat post is like $250. $250. Oh my god, it's so freaking nice though. So nice. I got mine for like $150 a long time ago. I thought that was expensive. Okay, so this is... This, I was looking around, because one of the things I knew about this particular bike is it doesn't really have a convenient spot for a kickstand. And I absolutely loved having the kickstand. And I'm going to have to sacrifice, unfortunately, and not do a dual kickstand this time, but basically someone hacked this bike and found that since this little, you can't see it probably on camera, but there's a little slot right here in the back, and it's for like a roll-off hub, but since I'm not going to put a roll-off on there, this dude like designed these little pieces that, my stomach's growling, when they basically like press together, and it creates this is like 18 millimeters, which is like a standard kickstand, like side mount kickstand. So I'm gonna have one of those, which is nice. Let's see, racks. This is my old Addict rack, which I love, but the reason why I'm not using this one is because I already had replaced it because the rails are starting to wear through, and I was kind of worried about them snapping. And my motor is in this box here, motor and wheel. So hopefully that works out. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm gonna end up. I was gonna do the testing today, but it's just like so cold. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I need to like spend some time with the computer, but I have all the electronics now, like the whole shebang. So I should be able to get everything tested and make sure that the motor is fine for now, and then get it laced. But I want to check it first because I don't want to lace it up and then find it's like bad or something. So who knows what it is. Back rack is going to be the Surly Nice Rack, I think is what it's called. It's a little bit wider, so I'll be able to have the battery on there and then have room for my panniers and stuff. What else? Then the front rack is the Nice Rack 2.0. It has like a platform right here. Pannier mounts are like kind of low. I think that'll work out pretty good. They work with disc brakes, so that helps. What else? For drivetrain, this has a 9-speed in the back, and so I got the micro shift. I believe indexed. They may or may not be indexed, but I know they are friction shifters. But I got a 9-speed for the back, and I got a 3 for the front. One of the things I looked at, there's actually this geared like transmission basically that Grin sells, and basically it's like one gear here, but it has like reduction gears in it, and so there's 2 versions. You can get like a, what is it, a 28, 42 and 52 equivalent, or you can get like a, I think it's like a 30, 36, 48, 60 or something like that, like something like crazy ridiculous. But anyway, they're like $500. So I'm like, I just can't. Like, even like, I mean, $250 for a seat post like blows my mind. Even though, like, I don't know. I'll have to check out that dropper seat post that the guy was talking about. But I finally have disc brakes, so y'all can chill. Finally have disc brakes again. So yeah, and it's gonna be nice not having to. That's one thing that, the reasons for going with the bike, this choice. It seems like I'm going in a completely different direction, but not really. It's all what I was going to do to my other bike anyway. but I kind of always wanted to go 29 again, 29-inch wheels, because 26-inch wheels they are standard, but it's going away. Like, the first sign of that was Surly stopped making the Troll, which is a 26-inch touring bike. So that just kind of leads me to believe that, I mean, even like big box Walmart bikes are all 29ers and stuff now, so it's actually probably way easier to find 29, like, especially tires, like, way easier to find 29 tires. But yeah, so it'd be nice not having to wear out my rim all the time, you know, from brakes, and then having to have my wheel released all the time. So hopefully I can just build it and leave it and not wreck that rim. So, but my plan is I'm going to leave this wheel intact. That way I can still ride it as a regular bike. Just take the battery off. You know, computer doesn't weigh anything. The phase runner is going to be somewhere. I don't really know where it's going to be yet. It might be back here. I don't know. Battery here. Phase runner maybe here. Or here. But I'm going to probably have to get like a little bag, like a little frame bag, so I can like tuck all my extra wiring and nonsense in there. So that'll probably be, you know, some sort of bag. I haven't figured that out yet, but it seems like I have a lot of room in the battery. I'm going to try to get it as low as I can, which I think is going to be basically there. So yeah, that's basically the plan for this bike. Once I do some testing, I've got like lots of time now between you know, now and the holidays. Well, good. Right. So yeah, I should be able to get the testing done and then have Brian build me a wheel, pick up the racks, probably hold off on the seat post, and go from there. But I got a bunch of, let's see, I got a light. So my psychoanalyst computer is going to power. I've got like a DC splitter cable. So I bought a front light for it. I think it's the Roxime something X8 or something like that. Looked nice. It's about 400 lumens, I think, so that's about right for me. And then there's a tail light that is also DC powered, and I have an extension cable, so I'll probably run that along there, have the battery there, phase runner there. Yeah, pretty simple build, really. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. The front racks, like this particular bike, has a lot of like bottle cage mounts all over the frame, so all over the forks, so that'll be really easy to put the racks on. And way sturdier. This bike I bought from a shop that didn't exist when I was DJing a long time ago. I actually DJed in that building, and where the bike was sitting was actually where the DJ booth was, which I thought was really cool. And then also, I got talking with the guys at the shop, and they said that this bike actually was an e-bike, and then it got converted back to a regular bike. And I'm assuming it was a mid-drive, so that's funny to me. It's already been an e-bike in its life, so now it's going to be an e-bike again. Yeah, so that's basically the update, folks. I think this is going to work out really well. I might change out the crankset because I want to say this is a 42 tooth, and I don't think that's going to be enough. I prefer like 48, and then if I can get 11 in the back, which that'll be nice. Another thing I didn't mention is the 9-continent motor has a cassette. It's not a free hub, so that gives me a little bit more flexibility for gear moving forward also. Alright, what time is it? 12:30. So, anybody have any questions, maybe? And then I might go check with Dan. Go again and see what he's up to. Nope. Okay. So All right. Give me just a minute. I'll be able to see the stream in the chat up there, here. Oh, I guess while I'm out here, I can at least talk about a couple other things. So, I don't know if you guys remember this bike. Let's see if I can do this. Something like that, maybe. Oh, there's cables and stuff. Let's see. Put the camera down. So that is this like cruiser bike that I built for my friend Laura a long while back, and her battery is toast. So this is a ping battery, and it could be the BMS. I don't really know, but it doesn't take any power at all. So yeah, we thinks that it was just left empty for like 6 months. So we'll see. But anyway, I don't know if you can see this bike here. So this bike, yeah, is going to be Laura's new bike. So I'm going to basically take this front hub off and have that laid. Actually, I'll just use that same wheel and just pop it on the front of this guy right here. I have to get around to doing that. I just need to order a battery. Actually, I have a question for y'all. We don't have, if anybody knows whether or not, so this is a regular Mac motor, and it had a 36-volt battery, and it's a geared motor. I want to say it's even the fast winding, so it's a little bit more torquey, less top speed, I think. Whatever it is. Maybe it's not fast. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But yeah, because I built it to kind of be like a cruiser, and but I was trying to decide whether or not I could get away with throwing 48 volts at it. Like, I don't think I would do 52, but I was looking at the motor simulator on Grin Technology's website, and it looks like I could get away with it, but it might, I don't know, she might just overheat it really fast, so I don't know if I want to do that. But it's like, when you're investing in a battery, like, she works at one of the Oregon State parks. She's a ranger, so she wanted to start bike commuting, and that's going to be a lot of it's like 20 miles is what she'd probably be riding each way, and then charge at work. So I don't know. I thought maybe having more voltage, and then the sad part about another sad part about losing my bike was that I was actually going to give her bike my old parts once I upgraded to my new ones. So now I can't do that, which is unfortunate. So hopefully this controller works, because I haven't even tested it yet. But yeah, that's my bike update for now. Let me go back up and check on Dan, and he's going to show off his e-Trike. Yeah, I think that's where we're at, and I'll be able to see if there's any questions. So yeah, BRB. Oh, there we go. Ha, okay. Sorry about that. I was muted this whole time. And then I'm sitting here going, what's going on? Oh, fun stuff. Okay. So got Dan, and his audio should be coming through now. I need to swap to this, which will be slightly annoying to hear my echo of voice. But now I should be able to hear Dan. Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Let me bring you up audio-wise.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. That's better.
All right, Damien. Well, I just muted out the laptop so I don't get any feedback from that. It's a few seconds behind.
Cool, man. Can you still hear me through the phone?
I can hear you through the headphones here. So, and
Okay.
you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Cool beans. Yeah, so tell us a little bit. First of all, this is Dan Kaufman. Kaufman.
Kaufman.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Kaufman. Dan Kaufman, and colleague and friend, and he's riding with me in that video that you can see on stream. But he's built this disco e-trike, which is pretty awesome, and that's what he was riding to Astoria. And since then, he's added another 20 amp hours battery.
Another 15 amp hours. Yeah,
Cool.
So I've got about 30 amp hours.
That's the magic number.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so
well, I can tell you a little bit about this if you want.
do it.
The history. So this is the disco trike, and it might be. Well, here I'll talk a little bit on camera, and then I'll log out of this stream and then come back in and flip the camera so I can point stuff out. But yeah,
Okay.
This is the disco trike here. I got it up on the stand here on my back porch, and I've had this since 2006. It's just a regular tricycle, and put sound systems on the back, and that's why we call it the disco trike, because it's great to bring to parties and things like that. And mobile sound system, actually mobile video, mobile live streaming, all sorts of kind of cool stuff like that. And then in 2016, I became car free. So just riding bicycles, taking transit, and the trike for hauling bigger things, because it can hold a fair amount, and it's got a nice big basket here. And in 2016 went car free, but would use Car2Go to fill in the blanks sometimes when I needed a car to get somewhere with stuff or whatever. And then they got rid of Car2Go, and Reach Now were the two services like that. They got rid of those in 2019, and I was like, oh, that's a problem. The trike is fine, but like if you want to go far on it, that's a big endeavor. So that's when I decided to put a motor on it. Right here, just kind of went with a eBay special Voila Mart motor and controller. Pretty simple, and got this battery here, recommended by Damien, that locks on to the bike, 17.5 amp hours. And it's a pretty low-cost system.
Is that an EM3 EV battery too, or where did you get that one?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
36 volt.
The Super Shark is what this is. Yeah, and it's got a nice locking mechanism here. I got to bolt it back onto the trike, and I'll talk about that in a second, like what my projects are right now for the trike. It's just kind of it's great building your own bike, because you really learn how to do it, you learn how to fix it, and you learn what you need, and what you can add on. and I like that. I like that aspect a lot. I've really learned a lot about just the trike mechanically, not even the electronics, but I've learned a lot about e-bike stuff as well. And this now, you know, I can ride this all over Portland. It has a speed limiter mode, you know, that's built in for European standards. And when I do that, I can go miles and miles on this thing. Uh, if I want speed, you know, now with both of my batteries, I can go pretty far as well that way. So, um, yeah, so it's become my truck, really. It's kind of become my go-to vehicle. I still ride my regular bikes as well, and I like to do that. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting a little soft with the e-biking, you know, like when I get on a regular bike and have to go up a hill, and wait, I got to do all the work here, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of the history of the e-disco trike. I absolutely I really like this bike a lot. Would be hugely devastated if it got stolen from me because of all the work and miles and memories. It's more than just an object at this point, kind of a lifestyle, part of my way of life.
Yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, I could flip the camera and kind of just go through with what I've kind of been doing and have done and will do. You want me to do that?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, let's do it. I think it'll look better. So
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so he's going to log out and back in. And then, there we go. Oh, do we have audio? Yep, there we go. Cool.
okay, can you hear me? Good.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. All right. Well, here is the trike. We'll start with this controller. So this is where it lives on this. Actually, do an overview. Yeah, you got the basket. It's a right-hand drive. This is the drive wheel. 5-speed hub.
That's the new hub you got, right?
That is the new hub. That makes a huge difference because if I run out of battery, I can still. It's got such a low gear, I can still push it just fine. And if I without the speed limiter, it goes pretty fast. So it was faster than my third gear. So now with the fifth gear, I can actually keep up with the battery power.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes a
so
huge difference for range.
yeah, it does. Because yeah, otherwise it was just doing all the work. There's the motor. It's kind of dirty right now. I mean, it's my daily driver, so it gets used a lot. Got a new bell. Really like it. And got the Schwalbe Plus Tour.
Those are the tires I had. Those are awesome. They're my favorite
Yeah.
tires.
So I have one of those on the back. I have that on the back right hand. So that's my kind of drive wheel. So I like having that extra tread on there, especially if I'm on loose gravel or something like that. I'm gonna put that on the front here. This new one on the front, and put this is also a Schwalbe. It's still in halfway decent shape. I'm going to put that on the back tire, which is pretty much treadbare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I got to put that on the back there. This left tire doesn't do anything, so it's just along for the ride, basically, keep you from tipping over.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that will be done very soon. The basket is rusty. I had this basket extended, so the basket only went back to about here. So I had a welder guy bring it out here, and then I had to do some work on it. It was kind of falling apart, so well, not falling apart, but it was getting loose. So anyway, I got to sand it down, clean it up, put on some primer, then put on this glossy. That'll be nice. Disco Trike's got to have glossy black, so I'll put that on. I showed you the original battery. Love this battery because it just pops on and off. It can't be stolen easily when it's hooked up to the frame, right? Or the
Mm-hmm.
basket. And then this is the battery I got on eBay, just a brick battery.
Hmm.
And it's a nice little battery. Now I kind of stuff it in here in this little spot. And I got a zip tie that holds that down and kind of lock it in. So, you know, this is for when I know, like if I'm doing some music and I'm going and playing, I bring my guitar and my amp and stuff, and so I got all my gear in the basket anyway. So I'm not worried about the battery being stolen, because if the battery gets stolen, my guitar's stolen, everything. So it's when I'm with the trike, I'll take this, or
Yeah.
I could throw it in a backpack or something, but it's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the two batteries now that I believe can get me all the way, a decent day's drive for sure, to be able to tour. Before it was just this, and when we did that ride that you see that was playing over and over again, we get to about 10 miles left in the day and this would be dead. And plus we were feathering it the whole way, so
Yeah. Totally.
I ended up having to pedal my weight, my camping gear, and everything, which added up to about 300 pounds total, all by myself. One thing that's really nice about a trike is that you can go as slow as you want and you're not going to tip over. So at the
Yeah.
bicycle, there's a point when you go too slow, you're gonna stop. You can't go because you'll just tip over. With the trike, all you got to do is just grind it up the hill. It's hard though, and so I knew that I needed, after that tour that we did down to Fort Stevens, that I needed another battery. And I might buy another one of these too, because it's just really low cost and it does a great job actually. Um, so another thing I did recently was I put XT60s on all my stuff here,
Okay.
and
I like those.
I love them. Yeah, and my dad's an electrical engineer, so he came over and showed me how to solder them up right. Do it the right way, and
Mm-hmm.
we got them all dialed in. So it just pops on and off, so I can quickly change my batteries out. And another really cool thing here, which is an inverter. So this is a 500 watt pure sine wave inverter,
Sweet.
also with the XT60. So I could either pop out my existing battery, plug it in, or I could have the secondary battery, and then I could be running amplifiers or whatever I need up to 500 watts. And of
Nice.
course you can get bigger. And these are 36 volt batteries. So I had to find a special 36 volt inverter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, here's an inner tube for my tire change, and $10.
10.
Is it 10 or is it like 20? It's some ridiculous. Now I can't remember. It was so ridiculous. I was like, what?
Oh my
No, it's 10
God. What
bucks.
the hell?
I know. And they're like, that's what they are. That's what they are. I was like, why are you kidding me? So I know this is like gold here. And I use old tubes. These are great. And by the way, you can slice these in half, so you don't have to use the whole thing like I'm doing here. And
Yeah.
then I have a little clamp here. And these are just better than bungee cords, really. I like them a lot. And just knotted on that side. So, and then the next real big thing is something you're going to help me with, I hope, Damien, which is changing the controller.
Or
This
the
thing
throttle.
kind of,
Yeah.
the throttle. Yeah, exactly. The throttle here, this actually fell off. Fortunately, it was able to come up with a solution to. It kept falling off, and I put a piece of wood in there and then screwed it in, and so it won't fall off anymore. So that's good. But the problem with this thing is you just barely turn it and it's on. It's like practically full blast, or just barely turning it. So
Huh.
it's not a lot of control.
Okay.
And so you advised me to get this one that has a cruise control, or this button can be set as a cruise control here, and it will show
Yeah.
the voltage, so that I could just really dial in what voltage I need. And that's super important for touring, or if I
Mm-hmm.
know I got a long day and I got to kind of like manage things right, because when the speed limiter's on, it's really slow. But when you're on full speed, it's just too much oftentimes. So
Right.
yeah, so we'll hopefully be able to hook this up, and then I got the JST connectors as you advised. You said you have a crimper for that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll have
JST
fun with that.
connectors, and
It's such a
yeah,
pain in
that'll
the
be
ass
something.
to. You can learn and see the fun of JSTs.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much it on the trike. I don't know if there's any questions that have come in.
Yeah.
I
Do you guys have any
really
questions for Dan? Got
I really
like
like
10
it. I
people.
like trikes. I mean, I could also see like a long tail or something, when you need a truck, or maybe a front loader long tail,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be a long tail, it'd be a front tail, whatever, long front. Um, but yeah, one of the bad things about a trike like this is that all your shit's in the back. So I've lost my rain pants out of the back, for example. I've lost shit out of the back. Somebody
Dang.
could come just grab stuff as they're riding by, I suppose. So I do a lot more with really getting things down. I actually use two of these typically to kind of just keep shit in the back. But it hauls a lot. It's comfortable to ride. It's I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun riding it, and then being able to bring all my music gear and be able to either play recorded music or play my guitar and other instruments, and have a sound system is really a lot of fun.
Yeah. On the stream, it was just showing while you were talking about it. You were riding next to me. I changed the video out, so yeah, you could see all the like on that trip. You had your guitar and amp and all your camping equipment. Or you didn't have an
Oh
amp, right?
wow.
Or you did have an amp.
I don't think I brought the amp. It's funny. I didn't remember that being. Here's Here it is. Here we are, better. Uh, I didn't remember it being so wet and all those puddles and stuff. It was cold. Um, anyway,
Yeah,
that was a
super
good
cold.
trip.
Yeah,
That was a good. Yeah, yeah. It was like 30. Got down to freezing at night. We were camping outside every night, but it was really fun. And
yeah.
I get out there and I remember like this is where I want to be, out on the road touring. And
And it's going
I
to be
like
so
regular.
much better having the range now.
Oh, the range and the extra gears,
Yeah,
it's going to be huge, and it's something I want to be doing a lot of this in 2022 for sure.
yeah,
So
for sure,
I'm
man.
gonna flip the camera back to me here real quick.
Okay. Let's see. I run 2 batteries with a connector from bolt-on e-bikes.
And I'm back.
Oh, cool. Interesting. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, as long as it's the same voltage, there was a guy that was commenting, MG Watson. He runs 2 batteries, it sounds like at a time. Yeah, as long as there's
Who
the
does?
same. This guy on the stream in the chat.
I have 2 batteries with a connector from both. It works with 2 different amp hour batteries.
Yeah, and that makes sense because as long as the voltage, I mean, because an
Oh,
e-bike
they're running
battery
in
is,
parallel.
it sounds like it, right? Yeah, because the post hold on, I gotta turn this. It is so distracting hearing myself 10 seconds later. Not 10 seconds, it's like significant. Yeah, so the post I made for this live stream, I ended up kind of trolling with a bunch of pictures, and one of them was from like my way old lipo setup. So I was trying to get people to think that I was going to go back to lipo, but That's not going to happen because I think lipo is awesome if you're trying to make like a like a performance monster, you know, like a downhill, you know, crazy monster bike. But in terms of, you know, trying to commute daily, that's not that easy to do. So yeah. What do you think? Do you want
Yes.
to play a tune?
Yeah, I'll play a tune. Then I got to get rolling. So I'm gonna put the shade down so we don't have a bunch of backlight here. Seems like I've been dealing with backlight all over here. Anyway, there we go. All right. So yeah, a big part of the disco trike, and just, you know, one of the things is, as a musician, having a car or a truck, especially a truck or a van is the perfect thing for a musician, because you got your amps, you got your sound system, PA, you know, like drum sets, whatever. And so trying to do the car free lifestyle can be difficult, but it's doable. So that's something, you know, want to like make sure that we're promoting. And I think, you know, this, it's not just about fun. I know for both Damien and I, the e-bike and regular bikes are they are fun, of course, and that's a great selling point. But they're very functional, and they're very cost efficient. You know, like it's just so much cheaper to charge a battery than to go get gasoline. Even, you know, I do own a motorcycle. It's the complexity of the motorcycle, gasoline, all the maintenance that has to be done regularly. It's just so much more expensive. You know, a car is even just a whole nother factor above that. Don't have to have insurance, don't have to have a license. Um, you know, if you care about the planet and sustainability, you know, you're just using a fraction of the resources to have a trike, a bicycle, even an e-bike. You know,
Yeah.
you know, if you lose your electricity, you can pull the electronics off and just ride your bike. You know, I mean, solar is an option. You know, you have a decent solar array, you can be powered by solar. So it's just, I think there's a lot of good reasons to have an e-bike. Obviously, we got to get the roads to be more accommodating for us, you know, like more space for bikes and bicycles. Just put in a plug. I mean, for e-bikers, you know, really, it's really important that we be courteous to the levels below us, if you will. Like, so you got bicyclists, pedestrians, little kids, you know, that kind of thing. Also, be careful with horses because they're, you know, they've got their own special needs. So we can go a lot faster. You know, we're in that zone between a motorcycle and a bicycle, and we technically are motorcycles. But that being said, I just love to see all the e-bikes out on the road. You know, a few years back, I was like, when are people going to start using e-bikes? And now it's happening. So I see e-bikes like probably every fourth bike or something now, and it used to just be a rarity. And so, because I think they're just so efficient, it's such a great way. And you have, in Portland at least, there is some infrastructure. You know, you have these trails and pathways. You've got bike paths on the side of the road. Those, you know, for what they're worth, some painted strip. But we can take advantage of that infrastructure during rush hour. We can we can get places faster than having a car, and it's sure a lot more fun. So that kind of goes to this song, which is called "Do What I Like," and I wrote this many years ago for the Car Free Conference. How's that sounding, Damien?
Sounds all right.
All right. I get this around here. I was stuck in my car, you were riding your bike, and with the two-wheel freedom, you were looking out of sight. So when I get done with the stinking commute, I'll tell you right now what I'm gonna do. Gonna get down the bike. I do what I like. Now I'm riding my bike and it feels so right. I got my old jeans on and they ain't feeling tight. Heck, I might need a belt. Got the sun on my back and the breeze in my hair. Feels so good, yeah, I don't have a care. And I'm riding my bike. I'm feeling alright. Used to think to go far, you had to have a car, 'cause that's what you are. Yeah, I saw it on TV. Even Jen and Dean played it on guitar. But the phone is dead and gone. Now I'm moving on to a whole nother star. I'm really going far, and I don't want the car. Used to think to go far, you had to have a car, 'cause that's what you are. Yeah, I saw it on TV. Even Jen and Dean played it on guitar. But the phone is dead and gone. Now we're moving on to a whole other star. I'm really going far, and I don't have a car. Now don't feel bad if I'm going slow. I tell you right now, it's the only way to go, the only way to fly. Well, I wave to my friends, they'll say hello. The cars pass by, but they don't really know. Riding your bike, you do what you like when you're riding your bike. You get to do what you like when you're riding your e-bike. Get to do what you like when you're riding your electronic bike. You do what you like.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
All right, well, yeah. Thanks so much, Damien, for being a great inspiration for the e-bikes. I couldn't have done it without you and your advice. I was very tentative going into it. I remember, like, you're like, hey, you should get, better controller, or you should, get better this and that. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't really want, I like it. I'm sold. I'm sold. And now I have to spend more money because I didn't take your advice in the first place.
Hey, if it works, then,
it's all
leave
good.
it.
I've learned so much, so I want to thank you for that. And I am with you, just so devastated about hearing the news about your stolen bike. The only little glimmer of whatever goodness on that is that you get to, like, build the dream bike, the thing. You get to do it, and you know what to do. So it sucks. Bikes are getting ripped off left and right here in Portland, although they always happen, but it's just gotten worse. But so be careful, of course. I know God, what a I know that's going to be probably the next thing you talk about, is that tragedy. We find that guy. Bike thieves.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, thanks for loaning me your camera for my live stream gig. That's going to help. So appreciate you, buddy. I look forward to touring with you this spring, hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off. Thanks, brother. And good luck with the build, and I'll see you soon.
Cool. Thanks, man. Take care. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Let's see. All right. So that was Dan, folks. Really nice guy. Let's pull up. What should we pull up? I guess. sure. Garage shot. So yeah, guys, I can't believe how many. Let me turn on this stupid echo. There we go. Oh, yeah, I can think again. Sorry, I had to listen to Dan. I had to hear myself with an echo. So anyway, yeah, so many different events led to me getting my bike stolen that day. I think I mentioned that in the video. I mean, it just seemed like this weird, stupid fate, unfortunately. And like Dan says, I mean, I do get an opportunity to build another one, and I could have just gone and done the exact same thing I did before. But yeah, I kind of wanted to sort of challenge myself and get, that Surly Ogre is just such a nice bike. And, yeah, it feels a lot sturdier. I think the Trek 820 is, an absolutely perfect bike for like, commuting and e-bike conversions, but was trying to just be a little bit more tour minded, and this bike kind of gives me a little bit more, like makes up the differences on, the things I was missing: disc brakes, larger wheels, a little bit higher top speed, a little bit better frame rigidity, things like that. So yeah, I mean, the sad part is I haven't even really ridden this bike that much because I don't want to leave it out. Like, I'm so paranoid now about getting my bike stolen. I haven't taken it to any work stuff lately. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Most of the time I'm able to bring it in to a place, and even that day that I got it stolen, I was able to bring it in. I just didn't know that yet. I should have had my U-lock with me. I just couldn't find it. I was in a hurry because I thought I thought the bus passed. I think if you hadn't seen that video, basically, I was planning on going to work by bus because it was my first day there at this place called Keller Auditorium. And when I was waiting at the bus stop and it was late, and I looked at my phone, it said it already passed, and I was like, what the hell? So I ended up starting to walk back to my house, and I was like 2 blocks away, and the bus passed. And I was like, it was too far for me to like flag it down. So yeah, went home. I was kind of in a hurry. Couldn't find my U-lock. It was in a backpack in my closet, and just brought my cable lock, and I was planning on, when I got there, to lock it up and then check in and see if I could bring my bike in, and got busy. Just happened that way. And then the super terrible part, of course, I think, is the fact that there was like 2 guys that were just watching the whole time. They said, like, oh, it took them like 5 to 10 minutes. So I was like, how do you know that? Like, what are you talking about? Did you seriously watch them and then you filmed the last minute? Oh, so annoying. Yeah, so it is what it is. And, luckily, with some donations, and I've got, a lot of work lately. So I'm going to be able to get my bike built here pretty quick. I'm really fortunate that I already had a lot of the parts. Like, I hope the motor works. That'll save me some money. The controller was like $300, so that's good. I already had, I hadn't upgraded that yet. I think the computer is like $150. Really, it's just, buying the battery, and I have to buy another battery. Probably, I didn't worry about getting the second one yet, because for one, I can't afford it. For two, I'm gonna wait till like spring when I actually need it. So hopefully there'll be batteries available then. But yeah, do you guys have any questions for me about my new bike, or suggestions? Any suggestions? That would be cool. Oh, got it. Just reading that comment about the dual battery setup. Yeah, totally. Having both at the same time would be a lot less like voltage sag and stuff too, I would think. Just because you're like drawing from so many cells at once. Anybody? Anybody questions? I think one of the things I could say would be so this video that of Dan and we never did anything with it. I had bought a drone and I was testing it out on that trip. So I even have a little bit of drone footage, but I ended up taking it back because it's like just I can't. I just didn't find it useful enough to keep it. I guess if that makes sense. It's not the right drone anyway. If I do get a drone, it's gonna be this Skydio 2 drone, which has like really good follow feature. Thought that would be cool to add, but yeah, that's gonna be on the back burner, that's for sure. How do you recommend locking up? I normally, so if it's like a normal bike, see, the reason why I was using my cable lock all the time is because I was touring, and so it was just easier, like, because, you know, there's not really like bike lock, like little, whatever, the, you know, rack things around, and so you're, you know, locking to like a picnic table or something, you know, so that was just easier. And then I was just saving weight because the cable was lighter. But then I just kind of, you know, I put my U-lock in my backpack and totally forgot about it basically. But anyway, what I normally do is I lock the back wheel and the frame if you can get away with it. Yeah, with the U-lock. And I don't normally worry about the front wheel. I never had anything stolen like off my bike besides, I mean, I've had like bike lights taken, which, you know, that's kind of stupid. Like luckily the lights I'm going to have on my bike now are actually going to be mounted to it, and so people can't just take it, which it wouldn't do them any good anyway. There's a lot of like homeless people here in Portland right now, and so I think people just take the bike lights and use them until they die, you know, as flashlights. But I mean, I think the best way would be using a U-lock and a cable lock, which is what my combination bike lock kit came with. So you would use the U-lock to lock the back wheel and the frame. Really, you only need to lock the back wheel because you can't get the back wheel off without, yeah, like because it's part of the inner triangle anyway. But then running the cable lock through the front wheel and then back to the U-lock. That's probably like the safest, you know, to keep your, I mean, I think if I would have locked it even just with the U-lock, I don't think it would have been stolen. I mean, he was fishing around in the bag because there was like stuff that I had in my my top tube bag that was on the ground, so he was just fishing around for stuff. I almost left my freaking wallet in there. I didn't even like, it didn't even occur to me, and then like right before I went in, I grabbed it out of there. Yeah, so now I'm all like like tense from just thinking about it again. It was like terrible to just watch that video in the first place. It's like watching my baby get taken from me. Almost made it worse. And yeah, nothing was done about it. I keep kind of, you know, keep my eyes peeled when I'm downtown and walking around or, you know, riding around. I'm just hoping that I see my bike, you know. Even the battery, you know. Like, give me the battery back. The battery was a custom battery. It's a 30.5 amp hour battery. Like, EM3 won't even make them anymore, I asked. But I think I'm going to like this 2 battery setup, though. I know it's not... Like, I had talked about that in my last live stream when I was out on the road. I think it's going to make my bike a lot lighter when I'm commuting, which is cool. and I don't think I'll mind having the battery on top of the rack, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might just put it in a pannier, like one of my panniers with like a sleeping bag or something like that, so it's weight distributed. I haven't really decided. For both, you know, have the option for both. And yeah, I mean, I think what this MG Watson was talking about, that might be a good idea to look into that. If you're still on stream, can you put on the chat where you got the or did you just like wire them up? I guess you probably just wired them up in parallel. So never mind. I could, yeah. Because I had thought about doing like an A, like 3-position switch, like A, B off kind of deal. That way I could have them both wired up and not have to like physically swap them. But I don't know. We'll see. Because I mean, I'm gonna get identical battery cases. Even if I get different cells, they'll still be the exact same case and form factor. So I can keep one like loose or just have it, you know, on the rack itself. And that way I'm not like running power to both. I don't know, but that's a good idea to have them both wired up at the same time. I didn't really consider that, to be honest. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end the stream here, folks. I'll be filming as I build this bike, and I kind of got off on a tangent. What I was going to say before actually was about the video. So the trip that Dan and I took, I'm going to try to do something with that, and then I still have not posted or finished editing my first California trip, which was pre-COVID, and yeah, I went all the way down to San Francisco. So I haven't posted that yet. So I was thinking about anybody like that's donated to, like, even if it's like, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, but maybe having it be like a sort of like a private, like doing the California trip, since it's like, you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to like go back to that project because it seems like so long ago, and it's like I was still kind of figuring out how to film that, and so it's like just a bunch of footage. It's unreal how much footage is there. Way more, like, I mean, I kind of gave up on this like this last like loop, and I haven't even posted the last videos of that just because it's like it was really hard to keep to edit while I was riding. And at one point I just kind of got lost, and it's just like, okay, because I was like deleting footage from my phone, and then like after the video was posted so that I had space on my phone to be able to record again. Not ideal. So I'm working on that, trying to get better. But yeah, I thought about like any donations, then I could just have that be like a link stream or like linked video for that. I don't know, who knows, but I did, you know, if you do feel like helping, I did post my PayPal link in the description. Appreciate it. Anything, just even your support, just the fact that you guys are here and that coming along the journey. And I know a lot of you know how terrible getting things stolen is. You know, I've seen a lot of the comments on that video I posted, people getting theirs stolen, you know. I mean, that's my second bike, third bike I've had stolen in my life, you know. So it's not like I mean, when it happened, and you know, building this new one, just take everything that I've learned in this whole 8-year process of building e-bikes to, you know, make this really exactly right. You know, my other one was 90% perfect. Definitely had a couple flaws that I couldn't really change, like not being able to put, you know, rear disc brakes on there without using an adapter, which I'm not going to do. It was really limited in terms of gearing. Like I could never fit like an 11 11 tooth, any free hub that I found. I wasn't able to find one. The only ones that would work are like the IRD ones and the original like free hub that came on my original e-bike kit, which is from eBay like a billion years ago, and like that still was the one that worked the best. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get 3x9 on this guy with an 11 tooth, and then switch out for the 48 tooth chainring on the top, and that's like 28, 30 miles an hour pedaling, so should be happy with that. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted. I'll be doing this build. I don't have any more work until through Christmas, because that's how the production industry works usually. I might have some union stuff to do, but we'll see. So yeah, I have a lot of time. So I'll be filming the whole process and going through it, and should have it built by Christmas. It'll be like my Christmas present, I guess. Very nice, awesomely built Christmas present. All right, guys. Have yourselves a good rest of your Sunday, and thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you later.